What's up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector, and I want to do a review quickly here of the Peacekeeper, starring hardcore action star Dolph Lundgren. That's actually how it's billed on the back of this DVD. Essentially, he is a Air Force major who drops aid to people who need it, and I believe in a nondescript South American country, which was going against the request of the top brass. So they want to punish him for doing that. Roy Schneider, who plays the president, sees this as an opportunity to get some of that shine off of him onto him and his administration, taking like a top major in the military who doesn't listen to the rules and helps people, and how that would help him look good to his constituents in America at large. And they bring him closer to the president, and he gets the new job of carrying the football with all the nuclear codes. And of course, because of this is he gets close to the action. Well, at the exact same time, and like ex-Marine colonel turned psychopath, what do you want to call it? I guess terrorist. I guess like a homegrown terrorist or whatever, decides to steal said codes to start some sort of nuclear war or some kind of, typical, like, I'm going to blow everything up. And it's Dolph Lundgren's job to save the planet. And save the planet he does with the help of none other than talk show legend, 90s legend Montel Williams, of all people. They join forces and they thwart the evil, dastardly ex-Marine, whatever, colonel, and decides to whoop his butt. And it's kind of like Die Hard. It has like this Die Hard feel to it. It's a little Die Hard. It's a little like a Rambo type thing, because he's like a soldier and he's doing his thing. So it has a little bit of your typical 80s and 90s brouhaha, what you expect, like yo, go America, even though Dolph Lundgren, I believe, is from Sweden. But don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no mind to that. But it's not. I don't feel like it's overtly action-y as much as you would expect it to be. Dolph Lundgren keeps his clothes on the whole time. I don't think he's had a scene where he's walking around without his clothes on, which is kind of typical for muscle-bound men of the 80s and 90s. It was like any scene you get them to have their shirts off to show all their muscles. You usually did, and in this one he didn't. There's like this weird scene where there's a voice changer, kind of like what's the word I'm looking at? Not precedes, but it's a preemptive, I guess, or prior to Scream, where there's like a voice modular type thing that whenever he would talk, one of the bad guys, he would be the voice of someone else to get them to do whatever he would like them to do, because they think they're Dolph Lundgren, or they think they're the president, or they think whatever. So this guy's in an elevator shaft, and he's there like pretty much like it feels like the entire movie, manipulating people with his voice-changing, modular, or whatever you want to call it. And there's a scene where he's like trying to talk to Dolph Lundgren's son, and he's calling him all these other names that Dolph Lundgren's never called his son, and telling him to do this or do that, and the kid's like, "What are you talking about?" And it just kind of feels like odd, I guess. And then he gets his girlfriend on the phone, Dolph Lundgren's girlfriend, and he's like, "Hey babe, what's going on? I want you to wear something naughty for me," or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, why are we doing this in the middle of the movie? Like, it kind of feels like just off-putting. Like, the whole world's coming to an end. He's in charge of helping the ex-Marine terrorist guy like blow stuff up, but he's over here like trying to do some like after hours, like Showtime After Dark moments. And then at the end of the movie, they kind of wrap it up, and she's like, "Well, hey, Frank Cross, like, I'm going to show you what you want later tonight, like you told me on the phone." And he's like, "What?" And it's just like stuff like that. You're kind of like, what? Okay. So there's like some, like, I guess, attempts at humor throughout, but it just seems kind of like odd or off-putting, at least to me. But anyways, it's overall a pretty good movie. I mean, this was a full frame, which I'm not a big fan of. And I honestly did not see this back when it first came out. I want to say it came out like 93 or 4, probably somewhere around there. I'm not for sure. Everybody does a good job, like all the people you expect. Roy Schneider does fine as the president. Dolph Lundgren does what Dolph Lundgren does. I always thought he's a better actor than people give him credit for. I think, honestly, he's probably one of the better action star actors, in my opinion. Then you had Seagal, and you had Van Damme, dare I say Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, I thought he was, one of the better ones. So I felt like a lot of times I don't feel like there's a ton of action in this movie. Not in the explosion, everything's blowing up type of mentality. And I mean, a lot of it is just him talking and him trying to figure out what's happening and trying to get to the end of the movie where he's like saving the planet or the Earth or America or whatever. And I thought he did a good job. So this movie, if you've seen it, let me know what you think. What's your thoughts about it? Again, it's not something I probably would revisit again, but it was interesting to say the least. It is a bare bones edition. There was no special features, so I didn't get to really see much about it behind the scenes or commentary, kind of like learn a little bit more about the movie. It's just your typical kind of direct to VHS at the time and then direct to DVD film, but it was fun nonetheless. So if you all have seen it, what's your thoughts about it? It's the generic plot. Basically, it's just an opportunity for Dolph Lundgren to star in a movie that's quasi-action, and people would just pay the money to buy or rent the movie just for that very reason. That's essentially what this is, with a few notable names thrown in there to kind of help boost the possibility of other people wanting to watch it. So, anyways, hope y'all enjoy the review. Nothing crazy. My next one hopefully is a little bit more detailed because I have a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more excitement maybe for that film. So, till next time, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.